The date was June 9th, 2012, and myself and two friends went to Amsterdam for the day.
Actually, we had quite a unique experience while we was over. We were walking down the canal, obviously having fun, talking. Then we heard some background noises coming from the water.
And we saw that there was splashing in the water. At first we thought it might have been an animal, but we noticed it was actually a man who looked like he was swimming. So we continued walking closer. We were still across from the canal. He was like on the other side, we were on the other side. We went from right across, and we observed him for about maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds.
As we walked by the canal, we saw waving arms, kind of just helplessly there, like no one yelling, but we saw the man's arms. I kind of brushed it off. I just thought it was somebody that was drunk and got too hot. My two friends reacted pretty fast. They ran to the scene. I, just walked over nonchalantly, thinking that, again, it was just someone being silly.
By the time we come across, he was still struggling. It looked like he'd taken quite a lot of water internally into his system, and grab him, put him out. So he was trying to yell, no reaction, no eye contact, anything. And to be honest, at one point he put both hands on his head and pretty much looked like he put himself under.
What made it hard to jump in, and that was one of the first things that came to mind, to just jump in, try to save him, is there was no safe way to exit. Like literally this canal is probably 6 feet from the platform, so it's like 6 feet down, and there's no way to get out or in, really. Only a boat to, you could jump into a boat, but still it wasn't an easy thing to do. From there, I ran around and leaned over, holding onto a pole, and started smacking on the cement, just to try to allow him to hear that help was there, so he could get up and grab it. At that point, he was still moving.
And then I looked down into the water, and I see the man's head looking down, and his arms are pretty much just floating right underneath the surface of the water. And, I saw a ton of just bubbles. That was, I guess, the man's last breaths. I thought he was drowning himself, because he wasn't moving at that point, so he was probably unconscious.
So what I did was turned around, held down the nearest car I saw, which was a taxi driver, and told him to call ambulance services. I'm based out of London, historically, and now New York, so I didn't know the emergency services telephone number, sorry. Luckily, police came within 5 or so minutes. Unfortunately, the guy was completely underwater at this point. They didn't have a flashlight, which didn't help. We had to wait for more police. They didn't have a flashlight.
About the 7-minute mark, this man's been underwater 7 minutes. The fire brigade comes. And from there, they get to work as quick as they can. Actually, cops said divers were going to come, but I think that was going to just take too long. So the fire brigade, they get this weighted type of lasso that has an anchor, so they could throw it down and basically pull up.
And in the first try, they basically hit something, and they brought the guy up, hefty guy, probably 6'2", 250 pounds. And then we saw the body being dragged out, which, had me and my two friends pretty much just in shock at that point.
No heart rate. They were trying to give him CPR, mouth to mouth. Still any reaction.
And he was probably underwater 10 to 12 to 15 minutes, something like that. It's hard to tell. Totally unconscious. They put him right on the ground, started pumping his chest, started giving him mouth-to-mouth with one of those oxygen bags. No luck. We were literally there in shock. I mean, we were okay, nothing like insane where, we felt like we had to leave the scene, but we were all in shock. Like, this was literally a movie scene unraveling right in front of us, but real life. The man was definitely blue, totally unconscious. I'm sure everybody there thought he was dead, and he was literally dead right in front of us.
The man was gone. He was gone. We just turned around and went back to the precinct with one of the officers to act as witnesses to death.
We got escorted, and they wanted us to just go back to the police station, and on the way to the car for them to drive us, we saw that this guy was walking up from maybe, hard to judge, but maybe 100 feet away. We saw this guy run up to a girl, steal her purse, and start running. The cop we were with, who had all 3 of our passports, ran after this guy, and I started running after him because he had our passports, and we were traveling back to New York in a couple days. They caught the guy very quickly then, and we head back to the police station.
Pretty much from this point, the police wanted us to come in for a statement, which we were happy to help. Obviously, he must have had a family or something, so we decided to give him our take on the story.
We all gave our stories probably 15 minutes later at the precinct. At that point, while we were walking out, they informed us that the man actually had his own heartbeat.
The man had a heartbeat. Likely happened in the ambulance.
We managed to hear some good news. I guess the good news of the story was basically they said when he went to hospital, they managed to get a heartbeat from the gentleman. He's actually alive.
It really hit home with us that even though we assumed he was dead, all of us had a bit of a hope in our mind that this guy could still be alive. The chances are probably slim because it was more than 10 minutes, but
we pretty much helped save this guy life by just being around and taking notice and helping. Some people actually walking by him and noticed the whole thing. So
good luck to him, and I'm proud of that. We could have helped.
That's really all we know. We don't know his name. We don't know where he's from. We don't know whether it was accidental or on purpose. But, it feels good that we changed the outcome of someone's life. We just wanted to share that with you.